Well, what's the crack, Stephen?
It's been a while, Tom.
It has. It has. It's been way too long. We've both gotten hairier and everything since.
You've got beautifully hairier, I must say, Tom. I'm well impressed with what's going on here.
It's a lot, isn't it? It's a lot.
Yeah.
I've reverted to something that I'm not fully sure. This was it wasn't planned. It came as a surprise to all of us that I ended up looking like this.
How does the wife feel about it?
She was the one who dared me to fucking grow it.
Oh, she's into it, right? Wow.
Yeah. So I know, right? Yeah.
Nice.
We got dirty straight away. I love that.
Sorry, man.
We're not even 30 seconds in. It's like, oh, go on, tell me more.
Tell me more. Gee, she has the fucking head torn off me.
Yeah, she dared me, and then because we were locked down, and I said, all right, when will you ever get an opportunity to grow a ridiculous mullet and a big fucking handlebar mustache? And then like Tiger King came out. I was like, will I shave it off now? Will I shave it off now because of this prick? And she was like, don't. Do you know what? You're not an accountant or somebody's solicitor. You're fucking tell dick jokes for a living. Like, so, you know.
Yeah. Don't mind Joe. Fuck Joe.
Yeah, fuck Joe. Well, Joe had a waspy old moustache anyway. This is, the hair I couldn't care less about. The moustache I'm proud of.
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful. And the colouring is like fantastic.
Again, a surprise to all of us. None of us knew this was... I think you'd look badass with a good... like you have... Of all the podcast guests I've had in a long time, you have noble hair growth. Yeah,
it's quite Keith Duffy from Boyzone used to say, "You're very fertile growth. Very fertile growth. That's what you want. Very fertile." And I was like, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but yeah, it comes on fairly thick, all right, yeah.
That's the old Latino strain in you there.
That's the Latino blood, definitely. I am going to go at some stage. I'm going to just go for the full Manuel.
Because I did get real thick, like a nice thick one, like, you know.
Yeah. I reckon it'll add to the comedy as well when you're pulling the face on stage, you know, kind of with the mustache.
It'll be the Groucho Marx effect. You've got already big, strong eyebrows. And then, Jesus Christ. I'd go see that.
I'll brush them up a little bit.
We were late getting to record this because Stephen forgot and went off and put air in his tire. Is this a long finger puncture now? Is that what we're dealing with here?
Yeah, do you know what? It's not my car. It's a mutual colleague of ours. I'm minding it for him, and he's got this. Yes, honestly, he's had it patched up 3 times, and I'm like, this is a piss take, this bloody thing. And apparently, the Michelin tires are like. I don't want to be getting sued by Michelin here and all the time, but your man in the shop said they're once they get a puncture, they're bollocks. Like they just you can't fix them apparently.
Actually, they took their eye off the game altogether when they started making that book about restaurants. Fuck's sake! I mean,
they haven't a clue with tires now.
Like, who would put those two bedfellows together? You know a good salad. You know how to make tires. Sorry, lads. Yeah. It's one or t'other.
Michelin man is a load of bollocks apparently, but yeah, because it went down to over 24 hours. It's gone down to 26 psi. I mean, come on, lads. And it's supposed to be a 46. So anyway,
well, 46 is strong enough. I wouldn't put 46 into a tire.
Would you not? No,
no fucking
Jesus,
way.
We've started at the top here. So do you think there's too much air in it?
Way too much. Yeah, 26 26 would be fine, unless it's really? A big. Is it a front tire or back tire?
It's a back tire, but I wouldn't say it's an SUV, but it's a larger yoke.
I wouldn't be going over
particularly big thing,
I wouldn't be going over 32, man. I wouldn't be going over 32. You'd fucking shake the teeth out of your head. But then again, if you are trying to buy yourself some time, you do have to put extra air in the fucking thing. Like
maybe that's what it is. Yeah.
It's such a comedian thing to do. Like just going, yeah. The amount of cars I've had where I've just gone, would you just get a fucking new tire, Tom, for the love of Jesus?
And because it's not my... if this was my car, of course I wouldn't have put fucking air
in it. Yeah. Well, my fear is that I'll go down to your man, the tire guy, because they're all like fucking wizards. They'll all go, here, you need phone to it. Yeah. They're fucked. See the wall and that. Fucked. And you're going, I don't know, is it? You could be lying to me.
which we technically by now we should know, really, shouldn't we? We should know
We
the
wish
wall of attire. As comedians, one of the skills you have to learn is the rule of three and the wall of attire.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah. It's more important than the fourth wall. That's how important it is. Jesus.
Absolutely.
You were saying, did you have a row with the child? Because we just had bath time there, and 'twas no way was he going to fucking bed. He was amped up to fucking 90 after the bath.
Yeah, and so you want to be careful with the dinner sometimes, because I had her on my own last weekend, and I made a lovely like tomato passata sauce with some pasta, and she was kind of winding down, like, and I gave her that for dinner, and even the look of it had her going zing, and she actually fucking hoovered down the pasta, and she was running riot then for hours afterwards. No getting her into bed.
Just full of carbs and natural sugars from the tomato. So
exactly,
you basically like an athlete. You prepped her before a match.
I prepped her for the Champions League final, and she's like, "I'm ready to go, lads."
Put me in, Stephen. Put me in.
Yeah, but tonight she was just wired at the dinner table, and then I tickled her at the wrong, trying to calm her down at the wrong point. She took offense, and door was slammed. And now get out of my room. She's 4. She's fucking 4. She's 4, man. Yeah, she is full on.
Wow.
Now. You're like, and then so then I'm trying. So I'm going. I'm apologizing, like, because I did get it wrong. I was like, okay, I should have taken it, whatever. And she's looking at me with her hands in with her fingers in her ears. So I was like, "Feck this! I'm gonna go put air in the tire." That's how I got late for your podcast.
That's, you know what? That's absolutely understandable. So that's, Jesus.
I was up there apologizing to her, and she's like, "No." And then as soon I was like, "Okay, you don't want you. I get it. You're not ready to talk now." And I left the room, and you want to hear her door slam?
Jesus. See, I don't know.
That's the Latina in her.
Yeah, but you know what? Like, I see the sister has a boy, and it was a big gap between, like, he's about 10, I think, and the next one is 2. And he was the loveliest, calmest, politest child. And she's just natural born wagon. Like,
right, yeah.
Very interesting.
She's 2, is it?
Yeah, she's 2, like, so she's stomping around the place, like,
yeah.
The worst with your man is he'll just eat worms, like, and stones. You know what I mean? That's about it.
They're just kind of because I met my my friend's 2-year-old boy today, and he's just ignoring everybody, just going off doing his thing, running out on the road, pulling the machine down, like, oh, he's in the coffee shop, like, running right, blah 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 blah. Whereas she today, I said, let's go collect your mom with the shopping. She wants her sunglasses for the trip. So I'm literally putting her in the seat of the car, and she's sending me back into the house to go into the bottom of her costume box to get a certain pair of sunglasses. And then when we're driving, and then we're waiting for mommy gets in the car, and then she would like to go on a drive, and then she's dictating, no, left here, no, go down Nicholas Road, don't go up Nicholas Road, go down Nicholas Road. I'm like, after that, I'm like, good fucking Jesus, get it right, we're stopping here. No, I don't, get out. And also trying to get her out of the back of the car, she's her feet up on the back of the driver's seat. You know what I mean? Relaxed back with the bloody sunglasses on. She's 4.
I love how you keep reverting back to going, she's 4. Yeah. She's 4. Like, where's it go? Does it end? Does it peter off? Did it become like?
And to be honest with you, Tom, I don't get the worst. I get the worst of it because her and her mother like butt heads, and so you just hear the both in Portuguese. And then I go, I'm going to go out and put air in the car, and the missus goes, you don't have a car? Oh shit!
Oh no, I'm just going to put air in random.
I'm just
tires.
going to go rent a car so I can put air in it, so I don't have to be here for this. Yeah.
Good God Almighty! Yeah, like you're outnumbered too, like, because they will. You know what I mean? Have they turned on you? Has that happened? Have they turned on you?
They don't turn on me, but then, like, if they just guess it's actually the 3 of them, because we have a puppy as well, and he's fucking balubas. So like, so him and the daughter are like best pals, but then obviously they have big arguments as well, like, you know. Yeah. So he starts growling at her, and she's like, Ringo tried to bite me. It's like, well, stop pulling him around and bashing his head off the door by the tail, like. And then, you know, all that shit, and then And then the mother could see. I think her mother doesn't even realize it half the time because she's just used to the madness. So she's just walking in and out of rooms like, and they could be doing somersaults off the fireplace for all she bloody knows, you know. And I come back and it's just like it's mayhem. And so then I tried to quieten all down there, and then they're like, "Oh, geez, who's in a bad mood?" I'm like, "I'm not in a bad mood. You're all mental."
I'm from Cork. Can we take it down? Can we take it down? Just 2 levels. Just 2 fucking levels. We're on 11 all day.
You're like a bunch of bloody dubs. Like I did bring her to my cousins for the weekend up north, and I swear to God, Tom, we were there. It was just her, my daughter, and the dog, and we weren't there 15 minutes. And he said, "This is a lot, isn't it?" 15 minutes, like, and his girlfriend hadn't a clue because she hadn't been around. She's like her late 20s. She didn't have really kids growing up, or she hasn't played or been around kids in a long time, you see. So she's like, didn't know what to do. And my daughter would be going up and saying all sorts to her, and she'd be like, "Oh, okay." And then she tried to be nice and bring her out to play hockey with a hockey stick. She was down the garden for 3 hours using the hockey stick to pull ghosts, in inverted comma, out of the bushes with the hockey sticks. And my daughter's there, "Come on, we need to get them out. I mean, she's using special magic sticks to pull them out of the bushes, blah, blah, blah." She stayed there for 3 hours. And I had to say to her, I said, "Laura, you know you can tell her you don't want to play anymore. Like, you're a big girl, Laura." 3 hours she was out. It was bloody freezing as well, pulling ghosts out of the bushes.
That is fucking phenomenal. That's, yeah.
You wouldn't, I'm sure your young was the same. The imagination of kids, like, it is the best thing ever. Like, I probably get myself into more trouble because I cultivate it quite a lot.
Yeah.
So, you know, and it kind of comes back in your face, you know, as well. Like, you know, at the dinner table or whatever, you know, she did say to me this evening, I was like, "What did you say to me there?" I said, "You're a stinky bum bum, Dad. Isn't that right?" You know, I'm like, "Okay, there's a time and a place. Eat your spinach."
What our fella, like, because he's only getting, boys tend to start talking. I think they're more action early doors, and then they start talking when it's needed. Yeah, so he's rabbiting away there now, but
we don't really change, do we?
No. I did a very interesting play. We'll get on to your play as well, but I did a play one time, and it was about just basically the difference, the actual no argument differences between men and women. I know if you're in Columbia University, you might get a different, different, but physically the numbers stack up. Like, men will speak anywhere between 3,000 to 5,000 words a day. Women, on average, can rattle off 14,000. That's world average.
Wow.
Yeah.
4 times as much.
I'm guessing, depending on your job and everything else, like, say if you're a factory worker, you ain't fucking doing 14,000. But if you're, you know, you got your buddies around, it's 3 times the amount of words. So, my
goodness.
So when you meet a woman, you come home after a thing, and you're all, you use them all.
Yeah.
Especially if we've been on stage. It's like, I've no more.
Best part of a gig is driving home in silence.
Oh, it's lovely.
You know, or music playing or whatever, but we don't have to talk, like, you know.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's but yeah, so it's your man is. But what I've noticed is there is no I don't know answer. He's like a fellow who's after about 6 pints, not roaring drunk or anything like that, but, you know, like if you were sitting with your buddy and you start chewing the fat over something.
Yeah.
And he, you know, you're 6 pints in. There'll never be a case of, "Geez, I don't know that." He'll chance some answer. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, like the bullshit that comes out of my lad, like the lies, just straight up. You're going, "Hey, what kind of bird is that in a tree?" And he's like, "Ford Focus." You're like, "Well, of course, yeah." And he wouldn't have even looked. That's the thing. He wouldn't have even looked. He just
blinked.
Not even look at it. He's just like, "What? Hey, did you see the truck? Isn't that nice? Sunshine all day, Daddy." And off you walk, and you're going, "You just will have an answer bullshit for me at any point." This is phenomenal that you have no back step at all.
Yeah.
Do you know, confidence? That's the thing. It's the confidence to just go, "I'm going to say anything."
Absolutely. And what age is he now?
He'll be 3 in August.
Right. Wow. So he's chatting a good bit.
He is. Yeah, it's flat out. That's a lot of madness. Just madness coming out of him. Like, none of it makes any sense at all. It's just pure madness. Like.
Yeah. Oh, it's great because I noticed with a lot of the other boys that are like hanging out with my mates, they wouldn't necessarily chat a lot, but they're definitely they're planning the next move. Do you know what I mean? And then and then they're gone. Then you're gone looking for them, whatever like that, and they're up a tree or something like that, or blah blah. But they're constantly doing, wanting to touch or get engaged and stuff, and move things around, and it's brilliant. You definitely see the difference between men and women, or sorry, male and female at that age. It's like it's bloody blatant, like.
Oh, it's like the little cousin, would be his cousin, my sister's child. Like she was there yesterday, and they were all sitting up at my parents' place, sitting there just eating scones and quiet, polite, and she's sitting there with her legs crossed.
Yes.
A sheer man like has smashed the scone into his face, and then has the dog by the tail, and then is just trying to eat a fucking berry that's poisonous at the same time. Like, do you know? And no fucking will not sit down, won't fucking do anything. Yeah. But now the chat has kind of come in with it. But the chat is as mad as the physical carry on. So it's all matching now. It's like this raving lunatic running around our house. Like,
I don't know where he gets it from, Tom. He didn't lick it off a stone.
No. In all fairness, anybody who's met him has gone, Jesus Christ. If they knew me as a child as well, they're like, oh, he's But which is terrifying. It's fucking if he gets into half the stupid shit I did.
I know.
Like the amount of times I should have died, Stephen. Like the amount of times that fucking close to killing myself. So, but all you can do is write it out and hope that he stays on the wire, like, because there's zero fear, and he wants to smash everything, and he's going to be a far bigger man than me, which is
will he? Yeah,
he is. Yeah, he's already half up my height already. You measure around the 2 mark.
Yeah, that's right. You're able to tell their height around the 2 mark, isn't it?
When they're finished,
what they'll end up being,
and it looks like over 6 foot. Like, and he's
right.
Sure, none of the clothes. All the clothes, they have to be 5-year-olds clothes for his shoulders, because he's just got these, because he's just been bullocking around with the dog. Like he was walking at 6 months. Like, so it's a fucking bizarre cave child we have at the minute. But again, it's all I just like your cousin's girlfriend, partner.
Yeah.
I knew not
really.
No, I mean nothing. I hadn't seen a fucking child in 30 years.
Yeah.
Up close. I was like, they're there. I know they exist. Until we had our one.
But you didn't have to interact with them, and you didn't have to be responsible for them in any way. So then it's like,
No, first nappy I changed was his, and it was like, what? Like, what? Like, and it was a bit. I tell you, it was because as a comedian too, you spend so much time being self-absorbed.
Yes.
Because you are, like, whether it's probably not in a horrible way, but you have to be self-absorbed, because you're self-critical. You have to be.
Yeah.
And my wife not perpetuates, but she supports. She's like, well, you got to fucking do you, because otherwise this shit doesn't get done.
Yeah.
So then when another fella lands in, it's another fella technically landing in going, I'm not paying for fucking nothing. And you're basing my every whim has to be met.
Yeah.
For the first while, I was not that I wasn't, I was so mad about him, obviously, but at the same time, I'm kind of going, fuck, this is an adjustment for me now as much as it is for anybody, like, because
of course it is.
Of course, and I was being told all along, your life will just stand still. I'm going, fucking hold on now. Fucking wait a while. I still have to wrap my head around the terms that some bloke was after moving in who eats pricey grub.
Yes.
And his clothes don't last fucking 4 minutes because he's grown at a fucking rate of knots.
Yeah.
It took a little while. While, and people don't admit that. Like, any bloke I talk to, they're like, you would kill for him on the spot. I'm like, yeah, of course, it's a standard fucking thing, but at the same time, we don't have to turn into a sop. You know what I mean?
I don't think enough people talk about how they're a pain in the hole as well. Like,
beautifully put.
Like I think sometimes they talk about that later on in life or something like that, or it's more acceptable later on in life. But it is bloody, and I think we were lucky with ours with regards to sleeping from early on, but you have some fucking horror stories and people just pretend it's not happening,
I mistakenly, when he was born maybe 6 months before kind of lockdown and pandemics and stuff, so I was on stage, and I remember I was on with Deirdre O'Kane in Patriots Inn, and
Yeah.
You know what? I didn't want to do a load of children material or baby material because I'm like, every fella and every woman has done this to death. If there's almost an anti way I can go about it, I'll just mention it. And more so was the hilarity of the antenatal class we went to. It was so fucking brilliantly fucked up. It was brilliant how disgusted everybody was, because it was real South Dublin heads in this fucking thing.
Oh, right.
But we were the only two who, like, it was a performance by this woman. She was this wild Galway woman who didn't buy anybody's shit. And all these women were putting up their hands like going, just to clarify, if I don't like the doctor, she was like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Shut the fuck up. It was amazing.
I remember that in the, because mine was, I've an antenatal class bit as well, because mine was in London.
Right.
And the midwife was German, right? And all the questions, they were like, and, you know, and just if there happened to be a vaginal tear, what would happen? And she's like, then you have a torn vagina, you know? It's like, you know, it was as brutal.
Yeah,
you know, it was like, and it was, and I in my experience of that one, it was the women that were more disgusted by everything. They're all sitting there heavily pregnant, going, "Yeah, Jesus, get that, turn that. I don't want to see the placenta." And all the men were there with MacBooks, going, "Okay, yes," you know, blah blah, and all that stuff. Like I remember Inez, like they were passing around a picture of what placenta looked like, and she had opened a snack and she was eating her lunch or whatever in the middle of the class, and then it gets handed to her and she goes, "Oh fuck no," you know, and just shoves it to me, and I was like, "Could you be a bit more respectful? There's other people there." And she literally went, "I don't give a fuck, I'm eating." And that's when they're in that hormonal stage.
Yeah,
well, you don't fuck with them, like, you know.
But I think that's what this woman was trying to get across. She was like, stop all your soppy bollocks stuff and be getting into the fucking right headspace. This is a lovely fucking event. And she was a great woman for the non-fear mongering. Like, she was going, no, this is great, but you're all clouding it with all this scour talk. But oh my God, like she was just, she just kept on coming out with fucking stuff that would have been on point 20 years ago in a way.
Yeah.
But again, a woman who never had to check herself in a beautiful way, because she had meant she was coming from a good place, but she hadn't, let's say the text hadn't been upgraded in the headline. So, she came out with, she was fucking going on about, she had a baby and the baby had she had this doll and it had a neoprene collar that it came up over its face, and she's holding it up to, no, what do you think it is, boys and girls? You know, and she's going, what do you think it looks like? And it was all the vaginal parcels, and she just passed it by my face. This fucker looks like he's going to rob the place. Nobody laughed. Fairness to Natasha, she cracked up, and you what howling started beating the doll off her leg, roaring, and everybody was fucking going, Jesus Christ! And you could see she was like, I'll log that one for the next one. Now I'm going to rob that off him. And it was, she was, now a quick question. Hi, listen to me. What colour might your baby be when it comes out? And I'm biting my lips going, Jesus Christ. And of course, nobody buys into where that fucking question, that low question could end up. Like, and some guy was delighted with himself. He said, your baby could be purple. I said, correct, purple, right? Her assistant, who was learning on the job, was sitting there with a clipboard. And she went, who happened to be black? She went, she swear to God, she went, your baby could be black. And without considering who was talking, she went, she was having black babies. You know what I mean. Anyway, there was still no apology for her. But your one knew it wasn't coming from a bad place. She just went, Jesus, you're breaking my flow. And I've been doing this for 25 years, kind of a thing, you know? But I remember saying it, and something about, I like to be a bollocks too. I went, and also, on top of that, I says, I don't know where you're all cribbing about fucking children. Sure, our fella sleeps 12 hours a night, 7 to 7, bell to bell. Not a fucking bother. I've realised if your child's a fucking dose, chances are, thudding off the ground, they fucking licked it.
Yeah.
And it didn't get the reaction I was hoping, right? Because it was a Deirdre O'Kane audience in there that night, right? Most of the time, the Patriots it's like professional people who probably can't afford to, or don't have a child yet, so they're laughing along.
Or some of them are pregnant. I've done gigs and there was a few pregnant people that are sitting in the audience.
And I'm heading, and it was a lovely gig. ended great, and I was just heading after getting a few pound, and the next thing I ran into Deirdre, and she was going, that was brilliant. And I get cornered by 4 women who had been talking to her when fucking, and they cornered and fucking ate me alive about. And I wouldn't be saying that. I wouldn't be saying that too often about your child sleeping 12 hours. I went, but he fucking does. And and Deirdre was standing over my shoulder going, Jesus. I went and I could have been sound. I went, it was jokes in my head. I couldn't leave it there, Stephen. I had to go, no. Well, let's look at the situation here now. You're giving out about your child being a dose. You're kind of being doses right now. So
yes.
I'm the one who wants to leave quietly and go home and go to sleep. You want to sit here?
Do I have a point?
Just. I don't think they'll ever be darkening the door of another gig of mine ever again. Like, but or maybe just to protest it or something.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
What kind of dog do you have?
Oh God. I'm nearly embarrassed to say, but he's because like he's all the rage around where I live in Dublin 7, the Stony Batter area. He's a cockapoo, but there's about fucking 10 of them around preening their hair. He basically has, I don't know if people might be able to see this, but he's the same fucking hairdo as I have. He's a black cockapoo. He's very smart. He's actually getting a lot better now. And literally the last couple of weeks, we're able to kind of go out with him without the lead. He stays, and he doesn't go out, stays in the footpath, and he comes back when you call him and all that. And he does a few tricks, blah blah blah. So they're pretty smart. Like they're half cocker spaniel, half toy poodle. So yeah, he's grand, but he's a bit wired. Like
yeah. Well, yeah.
You've a few yourself, have you?
We one dog. Oh Jesus, there'd be 20 if herself could get away with it. But I'm like, and she wants these huge fucking things. Can we get a deer hound and a wolf hound? I'm like, no. We're in the country now. You said no.
Yeah, I'd love to live in the country and have a big fucking Malamute or something.
But the fuckers still need walking. You still need to do something with them. Like, you know what I mean? The one we have, it's a Schnauzer. And it gets
lovely.
It gets plenty of running up and down the garden. Like we're on an acre and a half here, so it's like fucking go for it. Lose your biscuits. Great. You know what I mean? Yeah. But if, like any dog any bigger than that is gonna get fat. Realistically.
That's so your dog and my dog, we kind of do have this similar look, don't we?
You're right. Like Jesus Christ, you are. Oh my God.
You do look like a Schnauzer.
I feel very seen right now, as they say. Isn't that the new phrase? I feel seen.
I feel seen. I'm a Schnauzer.
That's what I identify as now. Yeah, I'm a Schnauzer. Jesus, yeah, the dog. I should actually get a side-by-side picture because she just got her a fucking haircut. And she does have a badass mustache, like kind of a grey mustache.
They're smart. They're cute horses as well, aren't they?
They are, but she's a fucker. Like, do you know what? The best thing we ever did was having a dog first. And that's any advice. I know half the audience, we may have lost them at the beginning here because they're like, are they talking about children?
That's probably true though. That's a good point.
Honest, it was a fella who said it to me. He's mellowed in recent times, but I always thought he was a very angry man. And he was a friend of relationship, friend through herself and stuff. And they seemed quite broken at this wedding or event. I can't remember what was it, a wedding or a birthday party. But he's like child hanging off him here, child fucking running around over there. And I said, any advice for having a kid? As I'm supping down a pint, like thinking I'm going to have 20 more of these with no responsibility. And he was like, do you know what? This is the best advice I can ever give. Get a dog first. Because it's an early bottom rung of the ladder. You have to cater for their shits for the first week or two anyway. So that's something that'll log in your head. You got to stop them killing themselves. And you are responsible for feeding the fucker. So it gets you in at the ground level at the very least. Like.
Yeah, true. It does switch you. The only thing that, like, because we got the puppy when daughter was maybe, she was just about to turn 4. But the only thing that I found easier with the child is, like, at least with the child, you know where the shit's going to be.
Yeah.
That is like, because you will, they are fuckers for it. Like, you don't know where it's going to be, like with the puppies.
Yeah, but the good thing for us is we kind of destroyed the dog first.
Right.
With spoiling it. We definitely did. So she's a fucking beluga now, like, you know what I mean? You know, serious fucking departure issues and fucking, oh.
Oh, really?
Not as bad as she was. She's kind of starting to grow out of it now because she's palling around with him. But,
right.
for a while, oh, Lord. But we were conscious of not, genuinely, it was built in. We were going, we can't do this with him. We cannot fucking do this with him. So if he falls and busts his face, we just have to go and just look away and hope he fucking dusts himself down. And he does. So it's like, thank fuck.
Yeah, we do the exact same. You can't be jumping around the place as soon as they fall. It's just like fucking.
Well, I've seen the result of it. I've seen the result of it in friends and stuff like that. And you're like, Lord, young fellas should be able, you know, well, girls and boys, they're made to bounce for fuck's sake. Like,
absolutely. The worst is though when you're walking down the street though, like, and she face planted the other day off her scooter, and I just keep walking like, and the whole street's like, and so she feels that, but I know she's fine. Like, she just gets up and starts scooting on, but everyone thinks I'm a prick.
Little do they know I'm lovely. I'm just outwardly I'm a prick, but I'm actually fucking lovely. Excuse me.
Yeah.
But because is it half Argentinian you are?
Half Argentinian,
yes. I was trying to think.
Yes. My mother's from Buenos Aires, and then so my daughter is technically only a quarter Irish. Her blood is 3/4 Latino because she was born in Portugal and her mother's Portuguese. So she's got all the fire in her.
Oh, Lord save us and guard us.
Yeah.
Do you have you been to Argentina? I'm fascinated with Argentina and their love for cattle and beef, and fucking love their own style of barbecuing. What is it?
Asado.
Asado, that's it.
Yeah.
And then is it the Brazilians call it churrasco or something?
I'm not sure actually. They might parrilla is another term for it as well, but like I'm not exactly sure what the Brazilians call it, but it's not dissimilar. But yeah, the Argentinian one is like, you have asado restaurants all over the city, but it's basically based around like gaucho living. You know, the gauchos were like the Argentinian cowboys basically, and how they would do a barbecue. And part of the beauty of an asado is that you basically just need a grill. Like, you wouldn't have no fancy barbecue. They would build it from scratch. And once you have the grill, they'll find bricks or they'll find blocks or stones to build it up on the sides. And it's all about getting that fire to a big, massive temperature. And that's, look, I've had asado with Argentinian friends here out the back of a garden in Rathmines, for example. And your man's literally just doing it on the concrete floor. Do you know what I mean? And doing it like that, and then putting the grill on top of that. And that's what it's about. It's kind of being able to kind of be like a cowboy and do it wherever, in whatever place you can.
I love that.
And eating every part of the cow essentially as well. Like one of my favorite bits is called chinchulín, which is the intestines, but done right. It's honestly absolutely gorgeous.
Okay, explain that to me, because Cork people fucking ruin it with tripe and drisheen and all this bollocks. Like, let's boil it in some gross stuff like milk or fatty fucking liquid. Please explain what the Argentinians do.
The chinchulín is it's just cooked on the grill, but once you it's cleaned out. But once you know, generally when you're buying the butchers, it comes like in a whole swirly thing. Like if you bought a massive sausage or whatever, or a black pudding like that. And it comes in all different shapes and sizes actually. But you just grill it, and you probably, it takes a lot longer. But once you get the crispiness on the outside, it has this kind of it has not a gooey texture, but it's much softer texture on the inside. So you kind of bite through the crispiness of it, and then there's got a softer texture on the inside, and it's gorgeous and fatty, and it's it's beautiful. Yeah,
I'm genuinely making a note here now.
Yeah, the man to watch for all that kind of crack, although he doesn't go that deeply into it, is he was on the Netflix series Chef's Table. And Francis Malman.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's basically, everything with him is about fire, and you'll see how he does it. He has a patatas a la plancha, which is like, he would just, rather than the grill, he likes to use like a big massive sheet of metal or whatever and get that really hot. And then he'll literally have a lump of Kerrygold and kind of rub the whole thing over it, butter or whatever. And then he would, cook straight on that, but he'll have massive slabs of big, massive, gorgeous potatoes and make them crispy. And he likes to burn them. He burns the edges of stuff.
Yeah.
So it gives it a bit of texture and a bit of flavor and all that kind of stuff as well. But yeah, he's well worth watching on Netflix, and he's got a cookbook out as well and all that stuff. He actually came to Ballymaloo years ago.
Did he?
Who went? I think it was a friend. No, my brother definitely went, and he did fire pits. So you're there for 12 hours. He was there for 12 hours getting the fire ready, digging holes into the ground, making these massive fire pits, and then you wrap loads of veg and loads of whatever it is that you're cooking in these special sheets, put it on top of the fire pit, then you pack it all over with the soil again and leave it for 12 hours, and then you open it all up and you have this amazingly cooked food. It was like, it was supposed to be amazing stuff. Yeah.
Because there's actually a crowd down at Wexford called 12 Fires. And
well, I know him, so he invited me to John Relihan, isn't it?
Yeah.
He invited me to he had a pop-up Parisia, which was a Sado stuff here in Dublin. It was in, because I was doing Love Island at the time, so it must have been like October, November. And he invited me down. They did a fantastic job. His wife is Brazilian, I think, but he's very influenced by Argentinian chefs. And he worked with the chef that I worked with in London back in the day when I was in London. So it turns out we knew loads of people and all that stuff. But yeah, I haven't gone down to 12 Fires yet, but I do want to do it. But he does all that type of cooking. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
Love it.
I've been dropping hints left, right, and center because they do a course, you know what I mean? Like, because I'm just obsessed with fucking outdoor cooking and in different styles, like, you know what I mean? Because we've done I've done a fair bit of camping and hunting style stuff, all right, like, but there's only so much you can do with game because you have to be very careful. There's no fat in it whatsoever, like, so
exactly,
you're as well to take it home, process it yourself, and work it at home, like, because you tried any of that on the grill, and you just got to. The thing is, you got to cover everything in rashers to protect it, whether it's a fucking rabbit or, you know. But we're hoping to one day to hopefully build a house, but a large part of it will actually be outdoors. The majority of the house actually will be concentrated on being outdoors because that's the way we are here now. I just found it. It's like we're fucking. I would say now that the weather's gotten a bit better, there's almost no time spent indoors at all. So all the cooking I would like, and plus, I don't know why you want the whole house smelling of grub. Fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Jeez, Tom, you living the dream. I'm fucking jealous. That's a beautiful thing to be doing. Yeah, cooking outside, living outside all the time.
I think so. Yeah, it's I know my temper has definitely come down. For sure. I'm not losing. No, I'm not losing. And I wasn't consciously like, I need to work on me.
Yeah.
I genuinely, even herself has said it, like, and we're talking pressure fucking times too. You're like, there's no fucking gigs. You're half fucking depressed. You're going, where's the fucking money for the next fucking thing?
Yeah.
But I seem to be able to process that fucking, that horror, you know, that the wave that comes over you, like you look at the bank account, you're like, and you're used to fucking gigs and all the rest of it. And, you know, but being able to process that much better now, because it's like, fuck it. I'll just go out and fucking split some timber. Be all right. We can keep the fucking fire on.
I think it's a simple, I mean, I'm realizing a lot of this for myself. It's the simple basic thing of like having some purpose for yourself. Because once it's taken away, it's hard. Like, it's so hard. And it's so hard to know what to do next or to choose the next thing, or especially in lockdown, I was like, is comedy ever coming back? It was such an open-ended bloody thing that it was just like, I don't know how this is going to happen, or how we're going to do this, or like all that kind of stuff. And thank God it has come back. But when I was in lockdown, I found purpose, and I ended up doing the Trinity Access program for a year, which was amazing for me.
Did you?
Yeah, and I didn't like. I was a bit by chance. I kind of just filled out a form one day, and I said, I'll see how the interview goes and see if I get on it. And the next email I got is, you were on the course. They weren't doing interviews, so I didn't really know a huge amount about it. But I loved it. I loved.
Tell me more, because what was entailed in this year?
So it's called the Trinity Access Program, and that's designed for people who never went to university, so mature students who never went to university, or didn't finish school, etc. And so Trinity delivered themselves, and then they have two affiliated further education schools that delivered as well. So I was with Pierce College, and it was all online, which was actually fine by me, because we're used to being on the road constantly. I was actually quite happy to get up, roll out of bed, and to be on the computer for the day. And so It was a general arts course. So basically, this course would get, if you get the required qualifications at the end of it, you can get into Trinity within loads of the arts degree. So we studied philosophy, psychology, English literature, history, and statistics.
Right.
And then there was additional ones like research and study skills, communications, word processing, and something else. And you had to get a minimum of, I think it was, you had to get, on the academic subjects, you had to get all, you had to pass them all with a minimum of 3 distinctions, et cetera, et cetera. So, but it was really difficult. The pressure was on, especially before Christmas, because you've never written an assignment before.
Yeah.
You've never done referencing before, all that stuff that's completely and it was completely overwhelming to me beforehand. But they help you every step of the way. And all of a sudden you find out that you're writing academically, and they're completely preparing you. Like, I would recommend even my daughter, because you could get 600 points in the Leaving Cert. It doesn't mean that you're going to know how to write these bloody papers and these essays and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
So I would recommend anybody to do it. It's well worth taking a year out before you went to university just to do that, and to do a little more difficult subjects than the subjects you'd be doing in secondary school, like philosophy, for example. Like, that makes you, I fucking love this. But that makes you think, and you're taking on these really difficult philosophical or metaphysical questions, and arguing opposing opinions against each other in an essay, and referencing Plato, and blah blah blah, and all this kind of stuff. So by the end of the year, basically, I got into Trinity to do English literature and philosophy. But like loads, I haven't kept in touch with everybody now, but like loads of the lads have gone on to do. One lad's gone on to do art history. Another lad is in there doing English literature and drama studies, and and all very much like me. Didn't do any academia really earlier on in life, and they're flying it. They're all flying it.
Isn't it funny when your brain has matured? Because when you like the assumption is, well, you're 17 now, so decision time. Like, fucking decision time, man.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, do I want Marlboro Reds or Marlboro fucking Silver?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, what are you fucking talking about? That, and I want a bag of sweets as well, please.
Yeah.
It took me into I went to college, but I didn't know, and I ended up in a fucking job. Yeah, I loved it, but I hated it. But it took me to my mid-30s, truth be told, before my brain actually properly went, and I started thinking about like that philosophical things, because also, I suppose, as a comedian too, you do want to mine every single fucking thought of what you're thinking about. You're like, why did he say that like that now? What's funny in that twist?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you're trying to always get better.
How do you find that, Tom? Because I find that's the thing that I probably, and maybe it's a maturity level within my stand-up. They say that it kind of doesn't matter how long you're doing stand-up, you will always have those maturation periods, where you'll, so technically without the pandemic, I'm only doing it 4 years. With the pandemic, it's 6 years or whatever. But I do find that, like, I'll take on a subject, or I'll have a point of view, and I'll get the laughs in it, and then I move on to the next thing. Whereas I love watching people like, for example, Chappelle and Louis would be very good at arguing all the different angles of the one thing. I'm
only in, I suppose, over lockdown, I start, and not that I chose to choose a style, but just like that, they have so much time in the ball too. Do you know what I mean? Because these people would listen to them read the fucking phone book.
Yes.
And when you're doing that, when you're playing to people who literally would let you piss in their mouth, like, do you know what I mean? Like, to that level, the confidence that gives you to go, I'm going to extrapolate every single part of this sandwich that is this fucking notion in my head. Like, coupled together, a lot of the things that Chappelle would ever come out with, you go, there's no fucking humor in that.
Yes.
But because he delivers it with so much confidence, and there's so much, he roots out every there isn't a seed left in the, there's a husk of a thing by the time he's done with it. And at the moment, I've a bit, and I hasn't tried on stage, but I've gone over it, and I was like, I fucking think, and basically it's what's an acceptable level of asshole in a friend. Like, do you know what I mean? And how much does it affect you if they're an asshole for one thing, i.e. if they're a bit of a racist, but it'll never affect you. Can you tolerate that?
Yes.
And then I give examples as to, well, here are things that they could also be, but it'll definitely affect you.
Yeah.
You know, and I have a feeling, and now my brain I've hit another stage of maturation in the last maybe 6 months in my writing, because it's like, do you know what? Also, it's the fuck it, I'm saying it regardless, because I think it's fucking funny. And yes, I am playing to the audience and I want to play for them, but at the same time I kind of want to go, lads, it's all right. I've been fucking studying this craft hard as fuck for like 12 to 14 years. 12, technically 14 years. Trust me, I wouldn't be saying it if it wasn't some way funny.
Yes,
and it's going to get funnier the more I tell it. But listen, let's fucking have a bit of crack with it here now. And that's kind of what I'm trying to get across. And going, to be fine. Look, I'm not looking for your love or your approval. You'll be great. Sit back there. Don't be thinking about the mortgage or what's for dinner tomorrow. You just sit back. And this fellow with the silly mustache is going to say funny things. And for me, then the personal way I get out of it is I'm trying to mine every fucking bit of it. Just why not? You know what I mean? Why fucking not? I think you're not doing yourself justice if you don't do it. Like,
I gigged with Jason Byrne recently, and what I loved about that, and so many of the great comedians can do this as well, is that they can string a point out for fucking ages as well.
Oh Lord.
They can make it last for fucking ever.
Yeah.
On the same point as well. That's the other great thing. And because he was laughing at a bit that I had done. He's like, oh, you could do this, you could do that. I'm like, but how do you keep it going along? I was like, well, you just keep doing it.
Yeah. But again,
you just keep adding, you keep adding.
Again, he's been in a place of love giving from audiences for 15 years. Like, do you know? So there is not to pull the carpet from under him. Yeah.
Not at all. But he's the master at, like, we were talking about that because, geez, he went up there with half an hour with no script, nothing, and he managed to find things in the audience. It's like he has a sixth sense of, I know there's something funny here, and he finds it, and then you'd explain, like, the thing that he did on stage that was funny. If I was explaining to you now, it makes no sense. He got one French fella onto the stage, right, and then he had another French fella to say into the microphone, I am from France or something like that in French, but he got the guy to say it really, really slow so that the guy on stage could do interpretive dance to it. Now, this makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Beautiful. 15 minutes this went on.
Fuck.
And it was the funniest thing ever, because every time something happened, like even the guy on stage, he said, oh yeah, sorry, what's your name? And the guy just had a moment of thinking, and he went like that. Just before he said what's his name, he went, looked up to that, and Jason went, sorry, is it written on the stage there, or what's? And that was another fucking 5 minutes. And then he can tag that again and again when we ask a question about something else. Let's just check if it's written on the stage here behind us.
Beautiful, beautiful. And that is using every bit of fucking butter in the fucking pack, like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Whereas for the first fucking 10 years of my comedy career, I was fucking out half the butter. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was so much left. Yeah. And now I'm slow. There's so much left. You're like, no. And if you can get to that place, and I'm still playing to audiences that don't fucking know me, truth be told. But to get to, it's getting more and more, you know, where people are going, oh, I know, I've seen it. I trust this guy. And it's a trust thing. Like Byrne, if you were trying the stuff that Byrne, day one, say you immaculately even had his ability day one, you would not get that time in the ball. Like, you just wouldn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and it was, true. I mean, it's in keeping with, at the moment, Chris Rock, but I remember him on one of those round table things. And he was one of the few that actually admitted it, when there was a lot of these fucking big names wouldn't really admit it. But they were like, does it get it? You know, is it way fucking easier now to get a laugh? Even if the material is not even as good as some stuff you told 20 years ago. And they were like, well, you know. And Rock was like, oh, 100%. Oh, 100%. Fuck's sake, I could sell out a fucking arena tour, go out on stage with next to no prep, and dick about, and it would still go all right.
Yeah,
I wouldn't do that, but it would still go all right. Like, you know what I mean?
And apparently, when he's writing new stuff, that's what he does in the cellar. Is that he goes in, he has a lot of it typed up, and he's trying to remember, and he goes in and he performs it without being Chris Rock, without them. Man, you got about. He
Yeah.
takes it right down, and
Right.
he says it normally to figure out if it's funny or not.
Well, isn't that because I mean that's the Chris Rock is putting the costume on, isn't it? Like,
Yes,
so
exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
interesting. And you
Yeah.
tell me, because I don't want to keep you all fucking evening. Your tires probably need fucking pumping. But
Yeah, I've lost 20 PCI in the time we've been talking.
what Love Island, that was
Love Island, yeah.
brilliantly bizarre. Did you did that come out of the blue for you too? Like, we were going, fucking, they're looking what?
A little bit. I mean, I had actually forgotten about it, but when so this is for Love Island Australia, they want to use an Irish voice for it for whatever reason. That's what they want to use. That's what they want to do. And I think so. Love Island Australia is different to the UK one in that we've only just done season 3. I think Love Island UK is into season 8 or 9.
Right.
So it's a lot younger of a production. And I think when they originally when they originally were looking for a voice for, I think I did read for it 2-3 years ago, and I'd gotten fairly close to getting the job. Didn't get the job. Someone else had got it. Didn't really think much of it. It's one of those ones that you just kind of did, and I probably never thought about it again. Never even checked up on the show or any of that kind of crack, And anyway, it came around again, and but this was like, I think the process started I think we were looking back in June maybe of the summertime. So the show didn't start filming till October. I did. They sent some video footage with a script, and they just said, you just recorded yourself performing to that and sent it off. And then the second one they did was they sent you video footage without any narration on it, and just left the gaps in there, and you had to write jokes to it.
Oh, very good.
So I did that, and then it was kind of a long enough waiting period, and then they offered us the gig, and then kind of negotiations kind of actually happened for 6 weeks, and that was a brutal time because you weren't allowed to say anything. You weren't allowed to say anything to anybody. So none of my family, nobody knew. Me and 2 agents knew. That was it. Because the other thing was, because of the brand of this whole thing, they were hungry to find out what was happening. So there was already been blogged about and written about, etc., etc.
We won't have to go into that.
Yes, exactly. And but it went on for a long. I think negotiations went on for a long time as well, because it was hard to figure out what way it was going to happen.
Yeah,
because we were in a pandemic. And Australia in particular was in a really strict lockdown. There was no way you were getting over there. Like, the country, the borders were closed. So there was no way you were going to get in there. So they just took a long time. And eventually we came to an agreement. And I filmed this in Ireland. Sorry, I didn't film it. I recorded it in Ireland, but I worked on Australia time. So it was bizarre. I was basically working nights for whatever it was, 6 weeks.
That's hilarious.
Living in an apartment in the north side of Dublin, in the freezing cold of winter, watching all these beautiful women in their bikinis and lads with their 6-packs on their tropical island going, "Welcome to Love Island, Australia."
Did you go a little dead inside? Because that to me, I'd be like, at first you're like, "Oh, love it," but then you're as your socks are still a bit wet from fucking walking there, like,
I mean, there was. I mean, because I couldn't do it from home because it would keep my family up, obviously, screaming and shouting next door. Yeah, it's a weird place to be, and you're just living on your own in an apartment at night, and I only talk to them. You're working, so you only have them in the cans, kind of a thing, And so that was probably the most difficult thing of the whole job, was working nights and being disconnected like that, because you're not working with anybody. You're not physically with anybody.
Yeah,
that was definitely weird, But that was just because of COVID. That was just the way it had to be, basically. But I still got to work with the Matt, the other writer, was amazing. He was just a really, really cool guy, and we got on really, really well. Which is bizarre for someone that we've never met before.
Yeah.
And it was all cool. Matt and Lisa on the team were amazing, and it was definitely difficult from their end as well. And there was definitely they were so strict with the like I didn't realize this until a couple of weeks into it, like that they were having to be tested in and out every day. Like it was super strict, and like the week before filming was due to start, it all got cancelled because somebody not in the Love Island crew, but somebody in the ITV crew from I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here had got COVID and was going around the place like they didn't have COVID. So they shut down the whole town, and there was uproar. There was uproar that happened. So production got pushed back a week, and they had to move the whole production to another place altogether. So that kind of shit happens. It's like no joke. Do you know what I mean? And at that point, you're kind of wondering, is this going to happen or not? So right up until the point, it was like they were under major pressure. So it was seriously impressive to get it to pull it off. I'm just gonna. I think the battery's gone on these, so I'm just gonna go to the laptop one sec.
Yeah, no worries.
I think it's happened already.
Can you turn him off? Oh, wished.
You hear me now?
Perfect.
So yeah, it was a bizarre experience, but the most bizarre thing of it was doing it in COVID times, to be honest with you, and working on your own with essentially headphones and a microphone for like whatever it was, 6 weeks.
So what's the alternative? Say there was no COVID, they picked you and you went, do you go out there? Like, are you beside the beach like a fucking commentator? Like, what's the crack?
It's so the way it works is like, so again, because of COVID, this one was actually shot in Australia. The villa was in Australia, but the first season that they did was in Fiji, and the second one was in Mallorca. So you normally in a normal time you would be wherever the production is. Now you wouldn't be in the villa at all. Like the villa is close by, and then there's a whole production thing, like a film crew, whatever, would be close by. So you would be part of the production team. And the way that it works is you basically, I mean, you can't give away much because you don't details, because you don't know anything anyway. But you work. We would see what I would see by the time it gets to me, it's close enough to what all the audience is going to see anyway.
Okay, right, yeah.
But it's seriously impressive because you've basically got a crew that are working 24 hours around the clock. They're doing shift work.
Truman Show shit.
Like, getting all, exactly. Getting all the footage down, putting a narrative together, and cutting music to it and all that kind of stuff. And we kind of see a rough enough cut of it, and then they pretty much know where they would like where they want narration done. I mean, there's obviously end of part and opening of part of an episode. Obviously, if you top and tail all that,
yeah,
and then stuff happens in between, and they will leave gaps as to where they would like some stuff. And then as we're watching it, we might go, oh, let's do that there, or let's add a little bit here, or let's add a bit there. And you write as you go, essentially, and you take each segment at a time. So in Australia, it's a little bit different to UK and Ireland, where like an hour-long show would basically divide into 6 segments as opposed to 4.
Right.
So a bit more on the ad front. So it's segment by segment, and it depends on what happens, because like you might be given the rough cut, and we could fly through the segments and we can have all our work done in 2-3 hours or whatever like that. But then if something happens in the villa that they have to put it in, then you're all scrambling and rewriting, and you're kind of doing it all again. So it feels like really hands-on, and it's such a quick turnover as well that everybody's working boom on the ball. I
imagine you like just pouring in a cup of tea for yourself. Jeez, that's lovely. Now day done now. Fuck it.
Oh, stop.
And then all of a sudden a call comes in. Dave's been riding, Stephen. There's been riding. Get back on the fucking mic. There's riding. You're like, oh, fuck you anyway.
Well, that was the worst bit of it, because like they'd be like, we're pretty good to go, Steve. I think we'll be signing off here, and this will be great. And because I'm in nights, I'd fall asleep on the fucking bed.
Yeah.
And then the WhatsApp would go, me, and you're like, you're trying to wake yourself up.
Yeah. Because voiceover, you have to feign absolute excitement for this.
Oh, 100%. You want to hear, like, even my agent texted me after the first week. She was like, Jesus, you're putting a lot into that, aren't you? I was like, oh, don't talk to me.
I'm a husk of a human after this.
Oh, yeah. It's like, yeah, it's a fair bit of energy, but it's good crack. It is like, I did get into it. Like, I didn't clue the show beforehand, but I did get into it, and you get into the characters. And I still talk to some of the lads that were on the show, like the guy who won it, and one of the other lads who was hilarious, Tom. There was one guy in there that was absolutely gas. Why is my name Chris Gaddis was his name. He just, I don't know if he knew or something. I haven't really talked to him much about it. I'd love to interview him about it, actually, but I don't know if he knew if they were having a bad day in the villa sometimes, and he would go 150% full on goof it up, and he made up this weird character called Hans, and he's like, okay, everybody, let's fuck the hips, yeah, and he just started dancing around the place and doing all this stuff. Man, he was very, very, very funny. And yeah, you'd all sorts of characters in there. You know, another guy called Ronnie in there. He was just like, Ronnie was just in his own world a little bit. He didn't have a bloody clue what he was doing. He was like, what would he say? He when he'd like something, he'd go, oh yeah, I like that, oofa, oofa. And everyone's like, what does this thing mean? And he would just be constantly going, oofa, oofa.
You have to
A
remember,
bizarre character.
beautifully sculpted people tend not to be the sharpest tools in the fucking shed.
I know. That's the thing. But he was just away with the fairies. Tina, who won it as well, she was a brilliant character because she was she was very charming, very funny, super smart. And I remember there was one conversation in particular where she was very forward thinking, and not in the way that we all think, because the girls at one conversation were kind of actually bad mouthing the lads, so they'd all been paired up and they were in their boyfriends and was coming to the end of the show and all that kind of stuff. And one girl said that she really liked her fella. She just wished he would be a bit more manly, you know, like just a bit more of a man's man. That's what I like.
Right. Yeah.
Female fair play to her, pulled her straight up and said, I don't think we should be talking about men like that. We'd be giving men a complex like that. And if we don't want to be talking to women like this, then then why would we talk about it like that? And they're like, oh yeah, of course. But you know, it took somebody to actually go, nah, that's not right, that's not cool. So I thought that was pretty impressive.
You'd never hear that in any of the conversations like that, because I mean, for the most part, men are fair game. Straight white men are fair game, and that's just you know, they had a good run, but they're fair game for whatever. And you know, my wife actually, she pulled up a friend of hers. I overheard him it was at a gathering. I think it was a wedding, and it was something like that. She was going, oh, fucking him again, you know, giving out like this guy was a dumb shit. Like, he was a hard-working, self-employed guy. Like, he was just a bit broken, like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Fucking. I said, Jesus Christ, can you not give the guy a fucking break? What's he done to deserve this? Like, you know what I mean? You can ask no more from it. He's fucking killing himself. Like, but Jesus Christ, you know, no card on fucking. He's like, fuck your cards. Would you just give the fucking guy a break, for the love of shit? Like, you know what I mean?
And it was nice to hear for somebody like Tina on Love Island, because she would be, in inverted commas, considered a minority herself, you know, and she was straight up going, nah, that's not respectful. I don't think we should talk about men like that, or especially the guy that they were talking about. It was just like, Jesus, he does not deserve to be talked like that, you know. It
must be nice for you to have content like that, because the fear is that you sign up to a thing like this and it's just, you know, it's the Kardashians, you know, because I've never, and you had never watched it.
No.
You're going, oh my fucking God, will I have it in me now to make this?
Yeah.
Because you're not a
I'm not a reality TV show narrator.
Exactly. You're a fucking comic and an actor. So you're like, this, I need something to lash my teeth into here.
Yes.
And thank fuck those people were in it. So I'm guessing obviously they've very good people to pick. You know, psychological testing probably as well. Like, you know.
I remember the first week kind of going, fuck me, they did some job of casting here, because they really did set it up that it was just like, like,
brilliant.
Like, the hormones were flying straight away. There was one guy, what was his name? Jordan. He was the first to be booted off the island. And I'm learning all these terms. Like, I think he was Are we allowed to say bad words? I don't know.
Oh no, it's my podcast.
Yeah.
Say whatever the fuck you want.
He says that I think he would have been considered what is considered a fuck boy, you know.
Okay.
So he plays the kind of how do you say the vulnerable kind of like, oh, I don't know if I can commit kind of guy, but he's fucking shagging everyone kind of, you know, that kind of. And he
something very ironic popped into my head there, but I'm not going any further. I am not going to.
But he'd been paired up with one girl, was kissing her, and then on the sly went and kissed another girl straight away. This all happened within 24 hours. So this is 24 hours with them all meeting each other, not just the show starting. They never met each other before.
Christ.
And then he goes back to the other girl. So he goes back to the other girl and then tries to play the second girl and all that. It was like he was booted off anyway. So but you had drama like that, and they do this thing where it's called they drop a bomb, and that's when everything's kind of settled and everyone's coupled up. Oh, looks like everyone's happy. Let's just drop this absolute stunning blonde girl with amazing gorgeous body in here and see how they react to that. And she gets to pick who she wants to be with tonight. So that like obviously puts the cat among the pigeons, you know. And so they do that stuff all the time. So that you find yourself getting into the drama of it. Like my Scouse cousins were gas because of course they were like. Me bird likes fucking Love Island, so I was gonna have to watch it now because you're on as fuck's sake and blah blah. Like, yeah, shut up. If you watch it, shut up.
Jesus Christ, Stephen, you have cousins in the most far-flung places. Because even I know one of your cousins, Trevor.
Yes, you can't keep up with him now. Last I was talking to him, he was on the island of St. Thomas in the Caribbean.
Yes, I think that was the last I came across him too.
Yes, yeah.
But he's a man from Dublin who identifies as a man from Tipperary.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yes, yeah.
You know, but tell me this. I won't bend your ears too much. I need to know about your play.
Yes,
because I'm a TESP now. I don't know if you know that, but I'm very much a TESP now. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
I've left my scarf. Where did I leave my scarf?
Yeah. We'll put our scarves on for this part of the pod. Yeah.
Because that must be.
How did your play go?
Oh, I mean, to say that it was my play, it was a very much a long-running American play that's been run in 44 different fucking countries around the world.
Yeah.
So, but my one, they allowed me to rewrite it completely. I got free reign from the American owner of it to completely rewrite it because there was a lot of. Did you ever put your foot down in a fucking weak car? And you're going, where the fuck is the power? And this fucking car, it has it somewhere. I know it has it. And the play had it.
Yeah.
But it was like, there was a soft pedal in the fucking thing. So I was like, this is good. And I remember the guy who owns the rights outside of America, everywhere else in the world he owns. He's an Icelandic guy. And I ran it through and he was like, and you could see not a lot of the humor was hitting with him. Like, you know, a bit was, you know, for the most part it was. He was like, yes, it's very interesting the way you took it that way. This, I like it. I was like, okay, all right. And opening night, no, I had never felt nervous like this because this is a new realm. It was a 2-hour play to fucking, you know what I mean? But he comes up to me, goes, don't, and he made it way worse. Because in my head, as a comedian, Stephen, if we don't get a laugh inside the first fucking 30 seconds,
we panic.
Geez,
yeah,
what, you're doing something fucking wrong.
Yeah,
and this play was a comedy, like you know, and there was heartfelt moments in it. He says, "Don't worry, like I've seen this in 42 countries. This is fine. If it doesn't get a laugh, sometimes it doesn't get a laugh for the first 15 minutes. I'm like, fuck that. This, you don't understand. I rewrote this fucker and killed myself learning it so that we could fucking get a laugh inside the first fucking 10 seconds. And thank fuck we did. Like, but it was great. It was great. We toured. We did 22 theatres around Ireland, and that was killing. It was a suck it and see kind of in 2019 to see how it would go. How he wanted to feel me out, basically see how I would deal with it. Would it evolve? Which it did, and stuff like that. And then 2020, we booked out the Liberty Hall Theatre for all of September, and we're going to launch it huge, full Tom down the fucking huge big building of the fucking on the Keys. It's going to be massive. talks of me doing fucking 6 months stint in the West End because Lee Mack was acting the bollocks because they wanted him to be the.
Oh, right.
And like, gravy train.
Yeah,
Don't even need a mortgage. Fucking let's just buy fucking
buy the
land.
house. Yeah.
And then Leo gave those amazing fucking words from the steps of Washington saying, "Get indoors, you cunts." But I was lucky I had an axe and some timber to split, so I was like, all right, let's turn off the phone for a while because.
And Leo's head on it. No, it's not so.
Yeah. But yeah, it was an incredible something in my brain broke that day. I never worked harder in my whole life, and I thought I'd worked hard, but I'd never worked harder. Like literally doing 10 hours rehearsals, and your man was such a hard taskmaster, the director, that he went, "I'm not accepting you not having that perfect tomorrow. So you can do what you fucking want, Tom. You have a 6-month child at home," and it was my wife, like amazing. She was just going, "Do what you got to do." So I was at home for another 4 hours. Rehearsing myself, trying to nail the nuance of trying to root out the nuance. That was something that really helped my comedy, was rooting out every fucking corner of this play. Like, and I was happy with it in the end. Just disappointed we couldn't continue on with it. Like, so I don't know if will it come back because they're a big production company, but they're recovering with everything else at the minute. Like they owned Friends the Parody musical. You know what I mean?
Right.
They'd spent $250,000 on the set alone.
Right.
In 2019 December, they just spent that money on the fucking set. Yeah. So I went, I'll stand back here. So whenever you want me, lads, give me a shout. So but they're going with their absolute bankers at the minute. They have Menopause the Musical 1 and 2 are theirs as well. So they'll go with their bankers for a while, and we'll see. I don't know, but you wrote your one, didn't you?
Yeah, well, I mean, it wasn't by design at all. I actually had a real moment after having finished Love Island that, a couple of opportunities came up here and there, and I felt a little bit lost, to be honest with you. I felt that I was grabbing and reaching out, going, "Oh, I need to do this, or I need to try and get that," and I wasn't going, "Oh, none of this is making me happy now. I need to be starting from in here a little bit."
Yeah.
And I wasn't, and I hadn't, stand-up had been gone, and so I was still in a weird space about that. And I did. I'm going to go back to it this week, actually. I studied this book called Zen and the Art of Making a Living. Jimmy Carr actually mentioned it in one of his interviews when he was promoting his book, and I found it really, really, really helpful. It kind of spent a lot of time it basically talks about, you want to be working, you want to be overflowing from the inside, that you need to get something done. So that's what makes you create. That's what makes you want to go to work.
Yes.
As opposed to sometimes I felt I'm chasing external things, as opposed to going, I really want to say this, or I really want to create this, etc., etc. So I did that over the holidays. We're in Portugal for Christmas with her family, etc. I went to a cafe every day and studied that, and I figured you spend a lot of time figuring out your values, and then figuring out what you think your place is in the world, and what can I give to the world, and then what are your best talents, and kind of really spending a lot of time on that, like really a lot of time on that, and then giving that out to your close friends and family, and kind of going, is this right, or am I fucking off the wall here, or whatever like that. And the two things, and I mean, this sounds completely obvious for what it is that we do, but the two things that came up for me that were my strongest talents were writing and performing. So but I wouldn't have, I know this sounds bizarre, but I wouldn't have put those things on myself. I wouldn't have thought of that myself at all.
It's not bizarre, Stephen, because there's no book for what we do. There's no, and you'll get next to, maybe you got luckier than me, but you'll get next to nobody giving you a pat in the back. You'll get next to nobody giving you advice, like actual proper. Like there's no apprenticeship to this shit. Like, you know what I mean?
They just think you're mad when you're thinking of, like, oh, I'm going to go to Trinity for 4 years. And like, what about the thing you were doing? I thought you were enjoying that. I thought you were good at that. I'm like, because you're not getting any feedback personally from people at all, because we're all heads down, and etc., etc. But what that did for me, to be able to say that the best things I was doing was writing and performing, was that didn't necessarily confine me just to stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
And I had this idea for Edinburgh. So I'm doing Edinburgh in August, and I had this idea for my show, but I couldn't get it work. I couldn't get started on it. I couldn't get writing on it. And I was really badly stuck. And I was helping another lad who was writing a short film script. I was helping him make it funnier. And he kind of just flippantly said, "And what are you working at the minute?" And I was like, "I'm supposed to perform a show in Seen and Heard Festival in Smock Alley. It's supposed to be stand-up comedy, half an hour. And I haven't a fucking clue. I can't start on this thing. I don't know where to start on it." And I read him the pitch, and he said, "That's not stand-up comedy, that's a play." And as soon as he said that, my head went, "Of course it fucking is." And I wrote draft one. I think the first performance was on the 19th of February. And I wrote draft one on the 6th of February. I got as far as 6. I've just got a message there that a friend of the family has passed away. Jesus.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's all right. It was coming. God bless him. Brian Crone. He was an amazing man. He was a friend of the family that had Sky Sports when I was a kid, and I was a big
legend.
So we'd always over in his house.
Yeah, legend.
But so sorry. So the play. So I started writing the play the 6th. The draft, I did 6 drafts between February the 6th and February the 17th. So that's an intense 10-day period.
Fuck.
In that time, I got a director on board, and I got rehearsed. I got the costume done for it. I did sound design, because the actual dynamic of the play, what makes it interesting, is it's me playing a character, but he's actually acting opposite a VO for the whole thing.
Okay.
So the VO represents a specific character, and so he's arguing and having full-on conversation with this thing. And part of the thing I wanted to test out, I wasn't sure that it would work, but I've seen heard, thankfully it did fucking work, and it was great, and people loved it. And I basically only had it on its feet for 2 days, and somehow managed to get those 13 pages off book. And by the time I was walking to the stage on the Saturday the 19th, I was there side stage just before I was about to go on, going, it doesn't even matter what happens now, because the fact that I'm even standing here, I'm not holding a fucking script in my hand. This is the achievement, like, you know.
Yeah.
And it went really well. And I think part of the reason that it couldn't have been stand-up was because there's the emotional reality of what happens at certain points is it's too emotional. It's too, like, you have people on the edge of tears in it, and it's about a guy who's struggling with fatherhood and struggling with his place in the world, but it's very fucking funny as well. And like he goes off. There's one monologue about, like, he's going on about boobs, and so everyone's starting giggling at him using the word boobs all the time. It's like, Jesus, we used to be, as lads, we'd be obsessed with boobs, like, and he goes on and on about boobs. The audience is laughing at this whole thing, but then you realize that what he's actually saying is that I'm never going to have the bond with my child that the mother can have, because I don't have boobs.
Yeah.
And boobs are no longer the sexual thing for me anymore. Boobs are just a reminder that I'm pretty fucking useless in this whole thing.
There's a duality in that. It's really funny, but really sad.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So thankfully, the audience feedback was amazing, and it was emotional for a lot of men. Lots of lads came over with wiping their eyes afterwards, and because I love that, because it struck a chord. Because it struck a chord with a lot of the things that men struggle with regards to masculinity and modern masculinity, and how we can't express ourselves, and we can't, like we were talking earlier on about the difference in the word count of the words, you know.
Yeah.
And I mean, part of that is definitely a little bit like we certainly don't express like women do anyway. That's for sure. And this character has a jealousy, or he's envious of women. He's like, look at them, they're hugging and they're touching each other and they're laughing, not because somebody fucking whipped out their dick in maths class. They're just laughing because they love each other and they love spending time together and all that kind of stuff, and blah blah blah. So thankfully it went well. And then the aforementioned Trevor has stepped on board to produce it, because he's been doing years of theatre production, and we've applied to the Arts Council for funding, and hopefully it will the full hour of it, we'd go forward and write it as a full hour, and we would hope that it'll be on the road by the end of the year.
That'd be amazing. And what is it called? Love Is?
Love Is, yeah, with a question mark on the end, because it's basically about this goofy guy who's trying to figure his daughter's growing up, and he's worried he doesn't quite know what love is. But what unfolds is you figure out he's had quite a lot of trauma in his family life, and as to why he's scared about being a dad, and why he's worried that he doesn't know what love is, you know. And he solves everything, as a lot of comedians do, through just being a goofball and and doing all that kind of stuff. But what's brilliant is that the voiceover is actually a therapist, and she's Eastern European, and she's like, "Oh, you're telling one of your jokes, are you?" She never laughs, like.
Yeah.
And she lets him drown in the, like, he's constantly cracking jokes, and to nothing. She gives him nothing. She doesn't respond, and the awkwardness that builds, that the audience are in tears laughing, because he's like, I'd say you get this all the time, that this is kind of like a date. I'm not saying I'm trying to ride you, but you know, and he doesn't say, you realize he kind of shuts down because she's not laughing. And the audience are fucking in tears laughing, and he goes again, trying to make another joke, and she doesn't, blah, blah. And he does about 5 or 6 jokes that die on their fucking arse, and then she ends it all by going, "Why are you here?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, thankfully," you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was good. I mean, I had an absolute ball writing it, and I really loved it. And do you know what I loved about it, because we don't get to do this that much in stand-up, is I love collaborating with people. It was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was great to have. I'm sure you found this with the director as well. You were saying that there yourself. It kind of got me out of myself a little bit, where I'm performing every day in front of one person to no reaction. And you have to get over yourself that you're just speaking out lines to a bloody wall, like, you know. You
have to become a machine, like, to a degree. Just it was a sports analogy was kind of given to me, that if you ever trained at sports, it does help when it comes to acting, especially theater acting, like, because you'll get nothing from your coach a lot of the time, but you have to drill the fucking thing. But I remember, like, just like that, he'd have his glasses on the end of his nose, and the same guy had done tons of really, like, he wrote a play through playing Frank Carson and the life of Frank Carson all the way through, and but he's got his glasses down to the end of the nose, just making notes, and I'm hitting spots that I know are fucking funny. Nah, dead. So exactly. It is, yeah.
I forgot. Do you know what? The first performance I did of it, I was like, "Oh yeah, this is funny." I'd completely forgotten that there were laughs in it, because I hadn't got one laugh in rehearsals for the days that I've been doing it, and they're roaring laughing. I'm like, I completely forgot about this. I completely forgot.
Well, the hypothesis too, in case if you want to extrapolate it at all, the hypothesis for the lack of words is it goes back to a real old time when the idea being that men would hunt.
Yes.
And you've only got one direction, and you can't be fucking talking.
You can't.
For thousands of years, you can't be talking.
The buffalo fucking gone.
Everybody goes hungry if you go fucking talking. Whereas gatherers then have to have their head on a swivel, because they're watching for, we got nothing to defend ourselves. We got to look for the fucking, did you see blueberries? Because the fucking blueberries will kill you. No, it's green berries we're after. So dialogue has to happen. It's you, and they have to record everything. You don't need to record killing a fucking bison, but you need to record because we can't eat them fucking yolks again. Marjorie fucking croaked last week when she had the fucking yellow ones with the blue spots.
That's a great hypothesis, and I would say there's a lot of truth in it. Absolutely, yeah.
It's a fun one to even go, well, if you bring that all the way through, there's hence why we tend not to collect a lot of stuff. We don't need, because you need to be by yourself, to a degree. Yes, you're with other men, but really you're by yourself on a hunt, like,
Yeah, that's a great one. I like that. I'm gonna go down and tell that to herself now. You know why I need quiet?
She'll turn around and go, well, go hunt me something then. Go fucking hunt me something.
I'm going to put air in the tire.
Yeah, I can't wait. That play now has my juices rightly fucking going.
Thanks so much, man. Yeah, I can't wait.
Very excited to see that now.
Yeah, ideally with Trev on board, that would be something that would have legs that would go on for a couple of years or whatever like that, and because I'm like, now the next project is I'm doing a month in the assembly in Edinburgh, so I need to get back on that, so
no, just wait literally to like 10 days beforehand, do 10 drafts, you know what I mean? Smoke 40 fags a day, drink fucking gallons of coffee, you'd be fine. You'd be fine.
Yeah, be grand. Something will come out.
Steve, this has been absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much.
It's great to catch up with you, my man.
You too, till I see you again soon. I'll be back up in Dublin next
See you
week.
on the
So
stage soon, we hope.
hope to see you soon. Mind yourself.
Do I just leave this now, or are you going to?
what if we had just a lovely emotional chat, then it's just pure Irish. Do I just walk out? Or what do I do? Lovely. Thanks a million. Cheers. Good luck.
Take care, bye-bye.